welcome to Crochet Knit to Love by Jo. I'm Jo and this is podcast number 13. Ooh, 13. Not unlucky for me, let's be positive. Hope everyone's okay. Those of you in the UK, my goodness, hasn't it been hot this week? It's actually been unbearable. I like a bit of warmth, but there's warmth and then there's full-on boiling. So it's been really hard. Those of you who've seen in the news, there's been a lot of fires that actually happened in the UK, which is kind of unheard of. We don't get a lot of heat waves. We get warm weather and then it rains. So I'm thinking of those people because that was horrendous when I was watching it. Also abroad, they've been suffering. So yeah, it's a crazy world we live in. I'm not going to go down I don't want to go down too serious on this podcast. Life's serious enough as it is. But anyway, I hope everyone is all right. And it's a bit cooler today. So I can just feel a little breeze coming through the window. I was having a minute. It's been unbearable. Those of you who don't know, in the UK, we don't, as a rule, tend to have aircon in our house. There's the odd person that might have an aircon unit, a freestanding unit. But for us, it is good old-fashioned fans, which basically just blow the hot air around. So it's the dogs I've felt sorry for, and obviously other animals. Our little Ellie has quite a bit of fur, so she's got one of those cooling mats, and it's quite often been found that mats basically move around the house as we do. So she's been making the most of that. I know some of the bigger dogs have really, from friends who've got dogs, really struggled with the heat. And they want to go for a walk and you can't take them because it's too hot. So I'm hoping now it's cooled down a bit, I'll get to take Ellie for a little walk. Although, fortunately, she doesn't need that much walking, although she can seriously clock up some miles with those little legs. So anyway, talking of, it's not really a link into it. Anyway, I tried to make it seamless. We've joined a gym. I know. Sit down, everyone. Shock horror. I've been a member of a gym before, and it was one of those, you kind of join the gym and then you're paying all the money out and then you don't actually go. But their hendies, particularly me and Cole, want to lose weight. I'm on medication, which unfortunately has caused weight gain. So you try and eat healthy and then the weight's kind of there. I'm sure there's a lot of you can relate to that. So we've decided just walking isn't enough, so we're going to join a gym. We joined last week. We've had our inductions. Our son is able to go to the gym. He won't go as much as us because he doesn't need to. But it was quite nice. The other day, they've got air conditioning, so we were like, oh, it'd be amazing. But with 10 minutes, I'm literally dying, can't breathe, very unfit. So we are aiming to do that 3 times a week. And I shall update you on the next podcast because I have every intention of sticking at this. We went last night. We were really tired last night. And it's one of those you're like, oh, it'd be really easy not to go. But we didn't. We dragged our backsides out and went and did an hour at the gym. That was really hot as well. So everything around me seems to be just making me really warm at the minute. But we're of an age, particularly where we need to look after ourselves a bit more. So that's what we're doing. So I shall update you in a couple of weeks. I've made a note of what I weigh now and obviously the waist sizes and that. And then I'll see. I had better lose some weight. I had better tone up. Can you imagine it? I'm still like this in 6 months. I'll just be more broke because of paying out for gyms. Anyway, it also means because we're part of a group of leisure centres, it means that we can do swimming and badminton and we can go to different ones. So that's really good. And so far, we're enjoying it. The only thing is, when I'm at the gym, I can't knit. I've not seen anyone knitting. You imagine it, me sitting on an exercise bike on a treadmill knitting. That would be fun, wouldn't it? So, yes, watch this space. What am I doing now? I'm getting hot already, and it's not even boiling hot outside. It's all this yarn around me, keeping me warm. So, crochet. I've got a few works in progress. I've got works in progress from ages ago as well. But crochet. So I started a blanket that I was going to give to my in-laws, which I hadn't finished, and I'm not really sure what I want to do with it. But then I had this idea. I know what I'll do. I've got lots of different granny squares, different patterns. I'll just join it all up. And to be honest, I think it looks a mess, so I might have to undo it all. It was it last week? Yeah, I was just a bit restless and I couldn't. I've been knitting a lot sock-wise. I thought, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to my roots, going to go back to my crochet. But it did mean that I'll show it you in a second. So I have lots of random squares that those of you that crochet, or if you want to learn to crochet, a good way of just giving you your kind of fix of making is to maybe do a square of different types. So I had done this one, which was a heart centre. There's a number of these patterns out there. They're out on YouTube, and also they're in books. They're all over the place. You would just go and search and you'll find a heart granny square. So there was that one. This one was, I can't remember which pattern this one was. I really do have lots of random squares. And this is all with my favourite, one of my favourite blanket yarns, Stylecraft. Just lots of random. I'm thinking that was, is that Lucy at EP13 did a Yuletide blanket, which is over there. I haven't finished it. I can't do, but I mean, I don't know what possessed me to try and start playing around with the blanket. I think I thought because it was squares, it was easier, but a bit too warm. I love doing blankets as it goes into autumn and winter because you can snuggle under them. But yeah, that's, I want to say that was, oh, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Ignore me. Anyway, that's another square. Ramblings of a Mad Woman. That's a good old-fashioned granny square. Love a granny square. So I've got that one. I've got other random squares. And that one there. I like them where they've got the circle centres as well. So I had all sorts. So I decided that, right, do not judge me on my ends. There's a lot. I don't enjoy sewing ends in. I know some people find it really therapeutic. I find it a bit boring. So when COVID hit and when we first went into lockdown, I had this idea. You'll see it on my Instagram back in 2020. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to knit a square. I think it was for every day of lockdown. Can you imagine how many squares I would have had if I carried on with that? So I ditched that idea quite early on, but I did make these rainbow ones. It was all about rainbows and being kind to each other. So I did all these. Yeah, look at the ends. So I had quite a few of them. I've also got some random granny squares, but yeah, where's the heart? So I started the heart centre of just a good old granny blanket, going round and round and round, but then it's too warm to do that. So then I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll just do random squares around it, and then when it's a bit cooler, I can carry on doing, but I don't know whether I like it. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. I've just done a simple slip. I think the ends don't help, does it? It makes it look really messy. But I did a simple slip stitch join, and that's the back of it. But I'm kind of wishing I'd done the slip stitch on the right side. So this is the back of it, because I quite like the finish to it. Whereas that's just a plain join. So I don't know what I'm doing with it. I'm debating whether I'm going to take all the small squares off. Do I make a blanket with small squares? It's a bit of an undecided. I mean, it looked quite funky with all the different bits, but I don't know. I'm not loving it. So any suggestions? I know I've been crocheting a long time, but even I get mental block with it, and I don't know. But yeah, that's my who knows what's going on with the crochet blanket. But yeah, lots and lots of squares and ends. So what else was I going to show you? Books. So my link from Granny Squares into Granny Square book. I know, it's seamless, isn't it? This is by Emma Varnum. This is one of my many crochet books. And this is for weekend, Granny Squares weekend. It's a really good book with lots of granny squares for crocheting that you can make. I'm just trying to find something I can show you. It's got loads of instructions in front on how to do a basic granny square, which is really good. This would be a really good book if you were new to crocheting, but also an older crocheter, not older as in age, but a more experienced crocheter could refer to this. And you could, not that we need it now, but there's things like draft excluder in there. There's not much you can't do with a granny square. So this is a really good book. I've had this book for quite a while. I believe you can still get the book, and you can make a number of, like, you know, granny square cushion. There's quite a few quick ideas if you just wanted to take a project with you. This is really cute. So these are called toy blocks. That was difficult to remember. How cute is that? So you could, with your different granny squares, make blocks for little ones. They're really cute. So yeah, that's a crochet book. If you just want quick projects, that's a book that I've used a number of times and is in my library of crochet books. That's one to have a look at. And then I also dug out a knitting book. So this book is called Knit Yourself Calm by Lynn Rowe and Betson Corkhill. It's a creative path to managing stress. As soon as I saw that, I bought it. So that was, we all get quite stressy. I do find with crochet and knitting, it's about the only thing that I can do that will make me sit and stop. If I don't, we went to Lancashire at the weekend, and I was so restless because I wasn't knitting, because I was trying to be so, well, I'm not sociable when I'm knitting, but sometimes you get comments on about because you're always knitting. It lasted about 15 minutes and then I had to get my knitting out because I found myself to become quite restless. So this is a great book. This has, let me find, socks. I don't want to show you, I only want to show the picture. How cute is the back of this? Teapot and cup cozies. So this has a number of really good patterns. Oh my goodness, that's one that's on my list to make. I've just lost it. And there's wrist warmers in here, tea cozies, a bag. What else is in here? Oh, shawl. Love a knitted shawl. I know it's a bit warm for shawls currently. It's got a blanket in it. Oh my goodness, how cute are these? I know I don't have any little ones, but look at the teddies. Those cute. So yeah, there's a number of my favourite Bantam. So yeah, this is another good knitting book. I know one of my friends has actually made, I can't remember what she made out of it. It might have been the socks actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was socks. That's what I was looking for. The dog. I love a hot water bottle cover. I've never knitted one. I've only ever crocheted one. I crocheted quite a few. But yeah, so that's another book. So there are two books that I would recommend if you want some quick makes, relaxing makes. Is the Crochet Squares one and the Knit Yourself Calm one. I do have a few yarn books. So yes, you'll probably see a few as I go along. So what I wanted to, I'm going to do whips afterwards. I'm just going to show a couple of kits that I haven't made yet. As I've said before, Carl, my husband, is a yarn enabler, and he will get me a kit or some yarn things. Basically, it's not things that I would have. It'd be something like a special kit or something. He's getting very good at that. And these kits are, I came across this when we went to, where did we go to? The Newbury race course where they had the craft show. And I came across, I didn't know this company, I hadn't come across it online, but they were called Woolzone. So WOOLZONE. And you can buy their kits online. How cute are these bags? Never have too many bags, can you? We all know I've got a bag issue. So this one here, this is Twist Mitts fingerless gloves. They are cute. So they're to be made because I intend to wear them for the winter. These are really good projects to just throw in the bag and take with you. And it came with, I'm not very good with double pointed needles. I'm a little crazy with them. There's always one falling out or losing one. But they're zinc ones. It came with the needles, and this is lovely and soft, this, and the lovely yarn, and that's in a camel kind of colour. So it came with that and the little bag, which obviously you can use again, and it comes with the pattern. So I've got that one. That was one of the kits he got me. This was another kit he got me. I don't think I've shown it. So I've mentioned Drea Renee Knits, Andrea Mowry, massive fan of her. Watch all of her videos on YouTube. She is a very talented designer, and my friend Anna's actually already knitted this cowl and it looks really good on. I haven't knitted it yet, but this is on I've got like a set of projects I intend to do this year. Comes with a pattern and a different yarn to obviously what she's used in her pattern, but it's been picked for you, which is great. You don't have to think about matching your colours up. And it come with this. This is really nice yarn. And this is by Rico Designs. And it comes with the kit, and also, which I found really useful from Woolzone, is she'd actually put what colours to use as your alternatives to that, which is great, so I don't even have to think about it. And that's Woolzone's details there. So they do lovely kits. There were really nice kits on there. So that was one of my earlier this year gifts. Put that there. And then my other one, you know what would be really nice with these bags, just slight diversion of conversation, was if, particularly crocheters, you could crochet and line it with the crochet squares within the bag. I'm going to try and do that. I'll add that on my list of things to do. So this kit I actually got when I was at the show. This is I love a big shawl. Love a big shawl. And this is one of the Shape Is shawls. How nice is that? Shawl of Secrets. And it came with all the yarn. So this is Shape Is Secret Garden, which is a silk blend yarn. And it came with all the colours to make it, and the pattern. I mean, obviously you can get these patterns. I mean, they're pound patterns. They're really good value. I've got a number of the Shape Is patterns in folders. But I got it. It was already picked for me. So that's another kit that I intend to. You might want to make a note of this for when I don't. But I intend to make this year, and the other two that I've just shown you, and then I'll have my shawl and my cowl and my wrist warmers all for winter. Do you think I'm going to do it? I intend to. I do more crochet knitting in the winter. I think we all do, but I am finding that with how the weather's been, where I'm sort of knitted socks, I'm addicted, right? Do you want to laugh? So in my little bags, these are bags by Rick Rack Room, I've mentioned before. I've also got the giveaway, which I'll do after this. I have some socks on the go. A few socks on the go. I was tired the other night, hot and bothered, tired, a bit crabby, and couldn't get my brain to switch on to doing knitted toes. Are not difficult. I just wasn't in the right headspace. So this sock literally just needs a toe. So it's got my yarn. And that is, which way? That way. That is the sock I've been working on. Look at it, it's almost finished. This is in DK sock yarn. I love a double knit sock. It grows really quick. Just needs a toe. What am I doing? Just finish the toe, woman. It's lovely. And I'm getting the brains kind of now in the right place. I get the sock now. I didn't. I mean, I had only knitted one before. But the socks, when we travelled last week, literally just took that. Normally, you know, you've got like a massive bag, particularly when you're doing blankets. But this was great. Lovely portable project. So that is my toeless sock. Let's just finish it. I actually get quite annoyed with myself at how many whips I have. But I think if you're not in the right headspace to do a project or finish a project, then why, you want to enjoy it, don't you? So the stripy sock still isn't finished. I've done one. So I don't think I've done any more on it, but I can't remember. That's where I'm at with that sock. And that's in, obviously they take ages, don't they? That's in sock yarns. That's your 4-ply. So that's one on the go, another one. Because I couldn't, my head wasn't in the zone for the toe, I then thought I'd start another sock. But I decided to do a shorty sock. Let me just get the pattern. So prepared, I hear you say. Right, now this sock is by Shelley Diaz. It's the Rainbow Fade Shorty Sock pattern, which is a free pattern, I believe. Up there. I obviously haven't done rainbow. That would really confuse me trying to do that. But I have started knitting a shorty sock. I've not done a shorty sock yet. So what I thought I'd try and do is see how much yarn the shorty would take. So this is Winnie's yarn. So we've got the two colours. These are both 20-gram minis. So what I'm doing is seeing how much sock I could get out of 20-gram minis. I have done the heel and the cuff in one colour. And then this one, I don't even know what I was doing these colours. It's got like vermilion and emerald in it and a bit of cream and light green and some right mash-up of sock. But these are just 20 grams where I just throw in some sort of odds and bobs colours. So in theory, I will be able to get this shorty sock out of just 2 minis. I'm doing this because I have a lot of minis that... What do you do with them? I mean, I know some people make blankets and that, but I kind of thought, let's see how much I can get out of the sock. I may look at, depending on if people want that, I'm probably going to look at doing, once I've done this little experiment, is making up some little sock kits to go with patterns like this within Winnie's yarn. But I just need to finish it. Now on this one, I've done all the fiddly bits. I'm literally just knitting. It's so cute. Not done shorties before, so look at me, sock knitter. Would out if I finish sock. So I've got to show you this. Oh, sorry, I should have got prepared. Let's stand up. Hold on. See, I should have got this before. Sorry, seeing me standing up. Look at it. It's a hanger of happiness. So I had, don't you start barking. There she goes. Well, you think something was wrong with her if you didn't hear her barking in videos, wouldn't you? So I had sock blocker. I'm not going to attempt to get it. I had the wooden ones, which is one over there. There's my stripy one. And then I had 2 metal ones that I'd got free with a magazine years ago. So then I looked for other blockers, and I kept the card out. I've tidied up. You'll see here I've put some other shelves up and I had to tidy up. It was a bit of a mess. And I had the card with the, I'll put the link below, the details of it. It was from Amazon. I'm sure you can get them from other places, but that's where I found it. And it's a sock blocker that has small, medium and large hangers on it. I've got my, oh, sorry, I got a tickly nose. It's all the yarn. I've got my thin ones here. They're the ones that I've had ages ago. And then these are the ones that come with it, which are a bit more chunkier, a bit sturdier. Perfect for blocking all your socks. Not that I'd ever finish 3 pairs in a go, but also I just like showing off my socks. How cool is that? A hanger of happiness, as I call it. So look at me with my 3 pairs of socks. So I've got 3 pairs finished. They are obviously cold socks, but he hasn't got them yet because I've got them displaying. And then I've got the stripy one over there. I've got the stripy one to finish, and I've got another 2. All the socks. But I love that. That is just so cool for hanging your socks. So yeah, I'll put the link below. I just wanted to show you that. Would help if I was prepared before and actually got... Oh, I'm having to put it on the floor now. So let me just have a drink. Do you ever get that where you're messing about with your arm? Tickles your nose. I know. I know. I'm a weirdo. Right. Prize. Da, 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 da. There you go. Rick Rack Room, I've mentioned last time, has started making these most adorable little bags. Now, I was going to get one sent as a prize straight from Rick Rack Room Sarah on postage, but she actually has sold out of them, sold out of quite a few of her bags. So I'd already snuck in and got one, and then I'll just post it, because what I had... my bag, I don't know where it is. I showed you one last time. I've actually got another one. And oh, these are like amazing bags. This comes out the garden. It's got several projects in it, so this is another one that I'd got, and it's really sweet when you get her bags. You get a little progress keeper, get a bag of lavender. So when you open your parcel, it smells lovely. And then obviously that's who she is there. So when I'd got that one, I thought I just had a feeling that they were going to sell out, which they have. So I have got this one to give away, which has little birdies on it. Look. And there was only a handful of comments. Come on, you need to comment more so that it varies who wins. But I put the names into... a little basket over there, and Jake picked one out, and Paula Mitchell, you've won again. Are you paying Jake? Are you paying Jake to do this? But yeah, he picked your name out. Paula Mitchell, please get in touch. I'm pretty sure I've got your address from when you won quite some time ago, and I'm going to post this little bag, which I'll show you. The one I've got here is perfect for holding ball of sock yarn and your sock. Perfect little project bag. And there you go. So that is the prize for the last podcast. Paula Mitchell, if you would like to just send me a message and I will get that out to you. Congratulations again. So you got to be in it to win it. You need to comment, because I'll pick it from YouTube. I am hoping to do a giveaway on Instagram. I haven't sorted that out yet, but I want to do that. So if there's people not on YouTube, can see it on Instagram. Although I think most people watch YouTube. So I'm going to give away for... I've put it somewhere safe. I'm going to give a 50-gram skein of Winnie's yarn away for the next one. And I just want you to comment below, what have you done this week to keep cool? Any tips would be greatly appreciated. So yeah, what have you done to keep cool? It's not even knitted related or crochet related. But yeah, and I will be sending a 50-gram skein of Winnie's yarn. So this links into Winnie's yarn. So the 50-gram skein is that size. Look at that. What have I done to that one? Could have got a better one to show you. What are you trying to do? Come here. So my silly dog has jumped off and now can't get back up. Come here. Come here. No. I wanted to show you quickly before we switch on to Winnie's yarn is I've discovered a bag company. They're not yarn bag maker, they're just, I like bags. And they're called Tiliana, and I believe they're over in Wales. And they do, this is great though for putting project bags in. And I actually used this when I went up north last week. It had bits and bobs in it and my yarn, my little yarn bag. And you got up, didn't you, clever girl? And butterflies are my thing. And on this particular bag, you could get your initials on it. They're really, really well made bag. They're a linen, proper feet on them, so you don't get all that scuffing on it. And this bag gets used and abused. And they're Tiliana. What I did get, because it's cute, Winnie's yarn. I've got a bag with Winnie's yarn on it. Just thought it'd be cool. So yeah, that's my little well, it's not that little, Hessian bag. They're just really, really well made bags, and they can, if you go over to their website, they have various offers on at different times when I tend to do it. Get off, get off. Sorry, Ellie thinks that's her bed. She's currently making her bed on my yarn bag. So yeah, Winnie's yarn has a bag. Yeah, they can put also, they can put your names on it, and oh, my dog's on it today. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by it. Literally making a bed. Anyway, Winnie's yarn. Did I have anything else to show? I think that was, I've tried to be organised and just put a pile of stuff. So I've got to do a shop update. Until the end of July, there is a 20% discount called Yarn Love. Use that and you can get 20% off Winnie's yarn, and this will include the yarn that I'm going to be updating. Hopefully, if not today, by tomorrow it'll all be uploaded. So there's a lot. Some days I just get ideas for colours and then will die away. So that's basically what I did. I do steer towards magentas and greens. That's probably my favourite combination. But I thought I need to do some more masculine colours. Obviously, all colours are not for men or women. They're for whatever colours you want. But I kind of thought I need to do some sort of blues, more greens. Because not everybody wants pink, do they? So, randomly, I did pumpkin pie. It's not even autumn. And I only did the one. I was playing around with some of the colours, the browns. So this has got browns and oranges. It has tiny, the odd little speckle of pink in it. Just subtle. And that's in DK. So that's DK sock yarn. But you can also make hats with it, or you can make jumpers out of it, however you see fit. I have made some bands up. I keep playing around with whether I want to do tags or bands. So I've made the bands myself. I don't want to be adding bands to it where I've had to buy them or get other materials in. I've got a lot of the materials in, you know, I'm a card maker on top of all the other yarn. So I've made my own bands up and I'm trying them out to see if they work better. It's a bit of trial and error. I should really have a big plan on how I'm going to do it. But it's like anything, your little business evolves, doesn't it, over time. So what have I got here? I've got lots to show you. So I'm just making sure, because I did some variations. Right, so slub. Oh, I love slub yarn. But I've only made one thing with it. I think it's because I've got too many ideas and not enough time. So this is slub yarn with greens and pinks. It's got mainly a pink base with other pops of colour within it. and these are 50 grams. So what I'd like to know of those of you who obviously buy hand-dyed yarn, I've listed some that I'm enjoying doing the 50 grams, because if my little experiment works with the shorties, in theory you'll be able to get with a mini pair of shorties, or even socks, depending on whose feet they're for. If you had one of them and a mini, you'll be able to make a set of socks. And to me, it's a cheaper way of doing it for people, because often you can buy a whole skein of yarn and you always end up with bits left. Sorry, I'm trying to be less wasteful. So I have the slub that goes with these two, or you could use that with another type of yarn, and that has pinks, greens. That's a mainly pink base, but with little pops of colours. So that was them there. So what I'd like to know, I'm going off on a tangent, is do you, or would you prefer to have 250 grams of sock yarn, whether it's in DK or the 4-ply, or would you rather have a 50 gram with a 20 gram mini to make your socks? Yeah, comment below, I'd appreciate that, because I'm toying around with different ideas on how to do it. So this is, I like this colourway, it's lavenders and greens and a little pop of magenta. So these are 250 grams, again in the sock yarn. It's really soft sock yarn as well. I've had different sock yarns, and some of them are really scratchy. These are not. I've gone snobby with my yarn, where I've got the softer yarn. So this is, just checking, I haven't put them all together, but so I've got another slub, and then I'm doing the slub and the matching, because you could easily make something with these two and that if you so wished. I am going to do the 100 grams in these. I'm still in the process of naming the colourways. I'm struggling a bit with some of the names, but that has magenta and emerald and pops of green and speckles within it. And then that, I've got to reskein these, don't panic, it's just where I've quickly rolled them up. Proper limey greens. So that's those there. I must have wanted ice cream the other day when I was doing these, because mint choc chip, little random. Just trying to find where I've put, oh there it is. So I did slub mint choc chip, and it's amazing how you get the colours, and depending what yarn it is, how it slightly changes. So obviously DK comes out a little different. So I've got choc chip slub, which I love that one. And then I was playing around with this, and I got just the right shade of green and the speckles. But those of you who are yarn dyers have probably had this pain, and those of you who are starting yarn dyeing, make sure you wash your pans out perfectly. Now I thought I could have sworn I had, you know, I scrubbed them. This I think I'm gonna have to use myself, because I think that one's okay. Rookie error. Tiny bit of green was left in the pan. I couldn't even see it. It must have been so small, so it's not perfect. And one thing I want to do is make sure that my yarns are perfect so far as colourways. So this was mint choc chip with a bit of splodge of green in it. So I'll probably use that for something. It won't go to waste. It's just annoying. So that was my choc chip. So I'm going to look at recreating this and then having some in there for them, because I bet that looks nice knit up. Mint choc chip, because obviously I wanted ice cream. So I did some blues. These are 100 grams. These are DK sock yarn. It's not just for socks, but it has the nylon in it. And I did blues with greens. There's some darker blues in there, brighter greens. Really like this one. I shall undo that so you can see. So you can see it's got some real splodges of darker blue and a mixture. I know people say blue and green should never be seen, but I love blue and green together. And this was, that's the colour I had dyed it, which is like a sky blue, sort of palish blue, and just did all the pops with it. You'll see there's some really good speckles in there. So I've got a couple of them that will be listed. Move them. That's, oh, not good when your yarn's gone override. It's so organised. Obviously not well. So I also did, I think I showed this one actually, the one that I've not skeined very well. This has apple colours in with some splashes of blue. They're 50 grams as well. I also done them ones. I think I did them ones. See, I'm losing my it's just a pile now. Pile of yarn. Not all of these are going to make it into the shop. I am so making a pair of socks with these. This has a little bit of turquoise, teal, little pops of blue, and obviously where the colours mix, where I'm doing sprinkles on them, they then pop out as different colours. I seriously like this colourway. So this one I am calling Blue Lagoon. Didn't take me long to think of that one. I hear you laugh. And little pops. I can't wait to knit this one up. I think this is going to be my next pair of socks to add to the list of socks. So I'm going to wind that one back up. So yeah, I've got a number of these on there, but one is not going to make it. Definitely not. So I also did a green with little speckles of blue and some lime greens. That is really, I really like that green. Not a massive green person on its own, so adding the little pops to it I think worked out really well. And they are 50 grams again. I'm really liking the 50 grams. But let me know what you think. Do you prefer 100 grams, 50 grams? I'm welcome to all ideas. Sometimes it's good to have other people's input, because what I like isn't necessarily what you're all going to like. So I have, oh, that's another set. What's really good about these is they're all in the pan together, so I can get the same proportion of colour across. It just depends on how I've wound them up. That has some pale greens in, vermilion, little pops of green. That's another set. I'm loving these sets though. These are probably up there with my favourites. Some pops of lime green, magenta, pale pink. So I did a pale pink base and then added pops of colour to it. I really, really like them. I've got several of them, and I also did the paler version. So what I've been doing is experimenting with colours, and those that I like and that have really worked, obviously have a note down, and then they'll be named and come out as like a standard stock update. There are ones that won't have names. They may be just a one-off, and I'll make sure I put that on there. It's more really what people want to use, what colours are going to entice people. So these are pale pinks, bit of magenta. These are definitely my favourite colours, using the greens and the pinks for definite. So there are another couple of sets there. I also, these are the 50s. I need to check. Honestly, I can't remember. No, these are 100 grams. Mixing up different pinks and the minty green and some lavender. I have got to reskein. I've literally been skeining these up quickly so that I could show you. Really looking forward to see how they work out as well. So there's some of those going into it. I've got another slab. I'm going to undo one of these slabs. Oh, I love slab yarn. Really want to do a slab top. So it has a light base. I think it's like an ecru on this, and then pops of green and magenta. and that really works if you add another colour to it. And they work really well on their own, or with a different colour, or with the colour, there's bits of yarn flying around, or with the colours that I've already made up. Love this one. Mermaid I thought of with that. I need to make some more of that. It's got the teal, it's got emerald green, it's got minty greens in it. Really like that one. So that's another one. Also this has a little bit of pink in it, but I think this would work for anybody's socks because the colours, I love this colour set. I'm really struggling to list it all because there's so many things. I'm so pleased with the colourways that I've done this time round as well. There is still a bit of yarn in the shop. There's also obviously the update, so take advantage if you want to get some of the 20%. And that's there with little speckles. That's another set. And then this one that I did as well, which has, this was browns, like a brown, a real pale brown base with pops of pink. So it's like a real muted colourway. And I did the slub as well. So these are 50 grams. 50 grams sock yarn there. And then obviously the slub to go with it. I mean, you might want them all together. You might want to have a slub and sock yarn set. Let me know. I have done some of those. They've gone down really well. But yeah, any feedback is welcomed. So that is those. And I done all of them. There's quite a lot. I think that's all of them. It's now just a messy pile. So yes, so what I will be doing is giving away, I'll pick a colour, or what might actually work is if you let me know what colours you like for the prize. You might want to have a green type 1, or lavender, or pinks and greens. Whoever gets picked as a winner for the next podcast, I will get you to contact me and we'll have a chat about if there's certain colours. I think it'd be quite nice if you pick some colours yourselves. Otherwise, I'm just going to end up using it. So, yes, big update coming, and I think I was going to say something else. Who knows? So I hope you all keep well and get quality knitting time, crochet, crafting, whatever you do, resting, sleeping. Dog's finally gone to sleep. Been quite good for the barking, so we've escaped that. So have a lovely couple of weeks. I am due to be going away due in August. I can't remember. So I may need to just tweak the podcast, or I might even do, depending when it falls, I'm pretty sure one falls on a week I'm away, is I might actually do a quick podcast while I'm away, just chatting about my knitting and just nonsense. So I'll see how that one goes. So anyway, have fun everyone, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.